Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have President Gele launches construction work on the international business centers. For the international scene, battle for the defense of the rule of law in Poland. Welcome to our newsroom. After the poor infrastructure, the Republic of Djibouti has just added a string to its bow, a project to restructure the old port that will give way to a new special complex called the East African International Business Center, specifically a new economic center in the Djiboutian landscape. Listen for more detail. Early this morning, in order to inscribe the Republic of Djibouti in history, the number one of the country, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gelle, gave the kickoff for the start of the work. This new special complex built by China Merchant Company, the East African International Business Center, covers an area of 840,000 square meters and will be built in several stages. It includes the construction of hotels, service apartments, and an exhibition center, which will house a center of excellence for maritime studies, conference rooms, but also other premises. Several other hotels will be part of the buildings, including the multifunctional hotel and commercial complex, several stores, and several other structures and space dedicated to sport and leisure. All this on a totally renovative coastline that will offer a real business center, a marina to accommodate pleasure and cruise ships, as well as office tower to house companies. This revolution will meet a need, that of growing flow of tourists and international businessmen. The East Africa International Business Center, an economic pole, is a component of the PPC model, which translates the port, park and business city, the three in one, taking advantage of its strategic positions of one of the busiest trade routes in the world, linking Asia, Africa, Europe and America. This port park on city model offers perfect accessibility for industrial companies to connect with their suppliers and customers, a meeting place between supply and demand that confirms the DNA of the Republic of Djibouti, a land of meeting and exchange. Today we are here at the old port of Djibouti. The head of state Ismail Omar Gelle has put in the first foundation stones of the central businesses, and this is a historical moment for Djibouti, and this business centers will be heart of the Djibouti economy. The CEO of China Merchant has indicated the capital importance that this project has for the future of the Republic of Djibouti. We listen to it together.
This project, also known as the East Africa International Special Business Zone, has been progressing smoothly with joint efforts from all teams. On behalf of China Merchants Group, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your dedicated time and attention to the project. We won't make it happen without your support. The East Africa International Special Business Zone is one of the key projects in the Port Park City cooperation between Djibouti government and China Merchants Group. It is also a significant milestone to implement the Vision 2035 put forward by His Excellency. Djibouti has demonstrated strong executive ability to become a regional hub for shipping, logistics, and trade under the leadership of His Excellency. Tremendous efforts have been made to reach this goal. In May 2017, the Douala multipurpose port formally went into operation and became the most modern port in East Africa. Then in July 2018, Djibouti International Free Trade Zone was officially inaugurated and was ranked the first in 2019's top 10 global free trade zones. And now, the Old Port redevelopment project will transform Old Port area into a brand new international business zone. It will attract a great many of global financial, trading, and logistic companies and become another prominent landmark project.
The ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Djibouti recalled that China and Djibouti are bound by a close friendship and that cooperation between the two countries is sincere and fruitful. The two countries and two peoples maintain a sincere friendship. The relations of exchange and cooperation between China and Djibouti also serves as a driving force for the sustainability of these relations. The president of the Authority of Port and Free Zone, Abubakar Umar Hadi, in his speech has indicated that the East African International Business Center covers an area of 840,000 square meters and will be built in several stages. It includes the construction of hotel, service apartment, and exhibition center, which will house a center of excellences for maritime studies, conference rooms, but also other premises. Several other hotels will be part of the buildings, including the multifunctional hotel and commercial complex, several stores, and several other structures and space dedicated to sports and leisure. All this on a totally renovated coastline that will offer a real business center, a marina to accommodate pleasure and cruise ship, as well as office towers to house companies. In a speech delivered at the groundbreaking ceremony of the new special complex built by China Merchant Company, the East African International Business Centers, the head of state, Malma Gele, expressed his pride and joy at the completion of this project. Listen for more detail.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم waxa weeyaan laba kelmadood inaan idhaaho oo hortaba aan duceeyo Allah noo kadbaan idhaahdo ilaahayna aanu shukrino maxaa yeelay la'aantii waxba ma soconayaan.
The president expressing his pride and joy thanked the Almighty, recalling that without his will it would not be accomplished. The evolution and development of the Republic of Djibouti plays a leading role in this project, which once completed will give a new face to our country. The completion of this project will be an opportunity for businessmen, entrepreneurs, and customers and shipping world. This large-scale project is just one of many. It is proceeding as we planned, but it is important to know that our vision and ambition goes beyond anything. So we must follow our goals regardless of the situation. We must all be united while knowing what our place is in the concert of nations. Here, that the Republic of Djibouti is a logistic hub, shipping and air transport. We wish for the future of our people an unprecedented industrialization and development. Our people must treasure their rightful place in the concert of nations. We want to lift our countries out of poverty. We must know that we can achieve our goals only with the help of the Almighty. The development of our country, as I say all the time, is linked to peace, stability, and unity of our country. The work that will begin here will give a new face to our capital. We congratulate the various stakeholders in this project. The friendly relationship with the People's Republic of China, cooperate and collaborate with them in exemplary ways. We must as much as the Djiboutian people always be open to those they want to work for prosperity. Always be open to those because only with the help of the Almighty, the development of our country, as I say all the time, is linked to peace, stability, and unity of our country. The work that will begin here will give a new face to our capital. We congratulate the various stakeholders in this project. The friendly relationship with the People's Republic of China cooperate and collaborate with them in exemplary ways. We must, as much as the Djiboutian people, always be open to those they want to work for prosperity in a win-win strategy.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, paid a vibrant tribute to the memory of the late Ali Khalif Khalid, former Prime Minister of Somalia and one of the leading figures in the political landscape of this sister country of Somalia. Over the past 40 years, who died today, Thursday, in Jigjiga, Ethiopia. In his posthumous tribute, President Guelleh paid a tribute to the memory of a brilliant politician who always put his talent and know-how at the service of development and well-being of his countries and his people. An inveterate patriot, he earned esteem through his preference to always see his future in his native countries, while he had every chance to convert elsewhere, especially in these richest countries of the world, said the head of state. He will remain forever engraved in the memory of all the people who approach him for his greatness of heart and his outstanding intelligence, continued President Ismail Omar Guelleh, who prayed to God Almighty to welcome the late former Somali politicians in his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The late Ali Khalif Khalid was a public figure who was well known and appreciated by all the peoples of the region. Author of a successful career, he served as a mayor of Mogadishu under the presidency of the late Mohammed Siad Barre before becoming the first prime minister of restored Somalia. Following the memorable Alta Peace and Reconciliation Conference, armed with graduate and experience, he also had no problem to reintegrate abroad, especially in the United States, where he was a university professor for a long time. This Thursday, the parliamentary institutions hosted a meeting of the Conference of Presidents in order to transmit the draft text pendings and to set the voting modalities as well as the date of public sittings in accordance with Rules 12, 21, and 14 of the Rules of Procedure. The sitting led by the President of the National Assembly, Mohammed Ali Ahmed, took place in the presence of the government side, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, and saw the participation of the Vice Presidents of the Assembly, the President of the Parliamentary Group, and the Chairman of the Standing Committee on the substances of exchanges. 5 draft laws were transmitted by the conference to the relevant committee. These are the bill on the reorganizations of the Ministry of Muslim Affairs, Culture and Waqf, asset, the bill on political pluralism during election campaigns and amending certain provisions of the organic laws on elections, the bill on freedom of communication and ethics of information, the bill supplementing the law of January 28, 2016 on the labor code, the bill on the organizations of the Ministry of Budget. Finally, the President of the Assembly insisted on the importance of respecting the deadlines and durations of the different phases of the legislative procedure, specifying to his colleagues and the member of the executive present in this conference room that the first public sessions of the second ordinary session of the year budgetary will be held on October 26th next. On the second days of her 48 hours official visit, the UNHCR Regional Director, Ms. Clementine Guetta Salami, was received this morning by the Minister of Interior, Mumin Ahmed Sheikh. The meeting took place in the presence of the UNHCR Special Envoy for Somalia, Ambassador Mohammed Abdi Afey, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior, Siraj Abdul Qadir, and the Executive Secretary of UNAHSA, Hussein Hassan Darar. After a welcome address by the ministers, the regional directors of UNHCR paid vibrant tribute to the Republic of Djibouti for its leadership and its cultures of generosity and charity toward refugees. The UNHCR regional directors for East African East Africa and Horn of Africa expressed her gratitude to the government of Djibouti for maintaining registrations, protection and assistance program for refugees during the period of confinement. ONAS having been designated as an essential public service by the Ministry of Interior. This is unique in the region. Also, the establishments of remote protection and registration service in collaboration with UNHCR allow it for uninterrupted monitoring and the situation prompt response to individual cases and the issuance of identity documents. The discontinuity of operations minimized the impact of COVID-19 prevention measures on the international protection of refugees. The opportunity for her to welcome the battle of measures strengthening the right of refugees in Djibouti, including access to public hospital and schools, because it should be recalled the first class of baccalaureate holders among the children's refugees received their diploma on secondary education. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, received this morning the UNHCR Regional Director for East Africa, Ms. Clementine Salami. The meeting took place in the presence of UNHCR representatives in Djibouti, Johan Damkul Sakors, and the Secretary General of the MENFOB, Mohammed Abdallah Mahyoub. After a welcoming word from the Minister, Salami recalled the context of establishments of 3 regional offices of UNHCR in Africa, an approach that aimed to bring the decision-making bodies closer to the hotbeds of tensions where the largest number of refugee and displaced populations on the continent are concentrated. She then explained that this courtesy visit is part of her contact with the governments of countries in the region, the opportunity for her to commend the efforts and major advances made in policies to improve the living conditions of refugee population in Djibouti. The minister said he was proud to implement the policy of generosity and charity toward vulnerable population, including refugee and displaced persons, but also migrants, according to the will of the head of state. Ms. Muna Osman Aden met this morning at the headquarters of his department with the Director of the Regional Offices of East Horn of Africa and Great Lake of the Offices of High Commissioner for Refugee, Clementine Salami, who was accompanied by UNHCR representative in Djibouti, Johan Damkol Sakor. During these meetings, the ministers highlighted the major actions carried out in favor of refugees by the Republic of Djibouti in all of social areas, protection in general, and particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. She also recalled the legislative advances that the country has adopted, allowing refugee integrations into the social system. The minister also pledged to strengthen collaboration between her department and UNHCR. For her part, the UNHCR Regional Director thanked the Minister for the effort made during the COVID-19 health crisis in favor of refugees. She commended the leadership of the Republic of Djibouti in protection of refugees and did not fail to congratulate the government for the adoption of social rights for displaced persons. At the end of the meeting, the Director said she was ready to lead the necessary advocacy to support the common commitments to refugees, particularly in the areas of social protection. In the afternoon of October, the Minister of Urbanism, Environment and Tourism, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa, proceeded to the signing of a project document with the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programs in Djibouti, Ms. Fatima Al-Sheikh, within the framework of implementation of a new project on adaptations to climate change and the fight against land degradation. This project, financed by the Global Environment Facilities, is being implemented by the Ministry of Urbanism for a period of 5 years in the region of Tigris. It is part of a watershed management approach to restore degraded ecosystems and cope with increasing climatic risk, torrential rains, increased drought and floods. Several stakeholders will be involved in the implementation of this project, including regional authorities, sectoral ministries, agropastoralists and the region, as well as local civil society. In the long term, this project will enable to the adoption of an efficient governance framework for the Sheketi watershed, strengthen the management of degraded lands and hydraulic work located in the project area, and develop the livelihood activities. Following an alert from the Directorate of Road and Djibouti in the day of October, the gendarme of the neighborhood brigade 6 and 7 on the existence of an activity of processing packages of expired rice in order to market them on the local market, acting in close collaboration with the agents of the offices of Road and Djibouti and the National Laboratory of Food Analysis. The gendarmes were transported to the scene and have found a real work chain protection of expired rice dangerous to health in the of 10 kilo new bags, suggesting that the expiration date is December 2020. They then saw the bags with a miniature electric sewing machine. This delinquent worked late into the isolate sheet using scale electric projectors and a portable electric sewing machines as working tools. This department is charged of food safety confirmed that these expired foodstuffs constitute a danger to public health. Immediately, the gendarmes arrested the rogue traders who engaged in these illegal practices, endangering consumers. Given the seriousness of the fact, line agencies, with the assistance of the gendarmes, proceeded to close this warehouse. The accused person will be brought to justice for endangering the life of others. For the international scene, as I told you in the headlines, while attacks on the rule of law in Poland are denounced in a report by the European Commission in Warsaw, voices are being raised in defense of the independence of the judiciary. The reforms of the judiciary in Poland continues to worsen relations with Brussels. Warsaw was heavily criticized in the first annual report published last week by the European Union Commissioners on the rule of law in the Union. In particular, attacks on the independence of the judiciary and the lack of freedoms of the media are singled out. These accusations were strongly rejected by the ruling ultra-conservative Law and Justice Party. The world number one, Novak Djokovic, although physically diminished, advanced to his 10th semi-finals at Roland Garros by eliminating number 18 Pablo Carreno, Spain, to whom he had offered a quarter-finalist berth at the US Open by being disqualified 4-6, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. This is the end of this edition. Thanks for your kind attention.